Alright, this video is about 12.2, which is basically where they're going to give you problems where they give you the perimeter and you have to find the sides, or they give you the area and you have to find the sides. This video I think is just going to focus mainly on how to work backwards. If they give you the perimeter, how do you find the different sides? And then the next video will be about area. First of all, what's important is that you have to know the properties of a rectangle and a square in order to do these problems. So I'm hoping that you all know that a rectangle has opposite sides that are equal, so those two sides are equal, and those two sides are equal. Remember that that's what those tick marks are. So if you say a 3 here and a 5 here, well, anything with one tick mark also means 3, and anything with two tick marks also equals 5. And obviously a square has 4 sides that are all equal, so if this is 8, then you know all of these are 8, okay? So let's get started. First of all, what they're going to say is, as a review, if you're finding the perimeter, you are adding up all of the sides. So you're finding this side, plus this side, plus this side, plus this side. So basically, if they're going to give you the perimeter, you have to work backwards. So if you're doing side plus side plus side plus side equals the perimeter, if they're giving you this number, you have to work backwards to get to the beginning. So if you're adding to get there, if you have to do the opposite, which is subtract to get back, okay? So I'm hoping by the end of this video that makes sense to you. Here is, I always stop and I'm going to read this one first. The perimeter of a rectangle A is 18 feet. First of all, I like to just, put this aside. I always draw the shape. Perimeter of rectangle A is 18 feet. So here's what I do. I know I'm doing the perimeter. So I know I'm doing side plus side plus side plus side, and it's going to equal 18 feet, because they're telling me that this plus this plus this plus this is 18 feet, okay? Its length is 6 feet, so length is how long it is, so I'm going to put that there. And if that's there, I know that this is also there. And it says find the width. I want to know how wide it is, okay? Obviously, these two are the same. Well, I already have two sides. I know that this one and this one are 6. I still don't know that one, and I still don't know that one. So again, I'm going to work backwards, okay? Right now, I know that together, 6 plus 6, I have 12 of my 18 feet, okay? And I know if I have 12 of my 18 feet, I have to figure out, well, 12 plus what gets me to 18? So what I always think is, once I have the perimeter, if I know that this is 6 and that's 12, I have to take my whole perimeter, take away what I have, and I only have 12 feet so far, and I have 6 feet left. And the mistake a lot of kids make is they're like, oh, it's 6 feet. Well, that doesn't make sense. You can't put 6 feet here and 6 feet here, because 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6 is 24, and it only is 18. So that's not right. There's still another step for you to do. If I know that I have my 18 minus the 12 that I have, if I have 6 left, then that means that I have whatever this question mark are, together they equal 6. And because I understand that a rectangle has opposite sides that are equal, I know that this number and this number are the same. So in your brain, you should be thinking, well, what plus what equals 6? Well, if you have 6 whole things and you have 2 equal spots, you're basically doing 6 divided by 2, and you should realize that each side would be 3. Okay? And then I always, first of all, you should never get these wrong, because you can check. So don't, make sure you take the initiative and you check to see if you are correct. So if I'm doing 6 plus 6 plus 3 plus 3, and I'm hoping that it's 18, I can check. That's 12, that's 6, and then, 12 plus 6 is 8, does equal 18, so that checks out, and I know I'm correct. The width of this problem is 3, and never forget your labels, feet, okay? We're going to keep practicing, and next you're going to actually try on your own. So this problem says the perimeter of a rectangle B is 28 yards. Its length is 8. Find its width. There are some guiding steps here to help you, but maybe just stop and think about it for a few minutes and see if you can figure it out, and then press play when you're ready to check. Okay, the perimeter of rectangle B is 28 yards. So I know that this plus this plus this plus this is going to equal 28 yards. Again, I always think perimeter is side plus side plus side plus side equals 28, okay? They are giving me the answer, so I know I'm going to have to work backwards to get to the sides. They're telling me that the length is 8 yards, so I know that I have 2 sides I don't know, because I don't know this one and I don't know this one. But I do know that this one's 8, and I do know this one is also 8 because a rectangle has opposite sides that are equal, okay? So I always take away, because I add to get there, so I'm going to take away to work backwards. Well, I have 2 8 sides. I know that's 16 so far. I have 16 of my 28 total. So what I'm going to do is I know that I have to take my total 28. I'm getting rid of that 16, my 2 8 sides, okay? And then when I subtract, I have 12 left over. Again, I know that I have 2 sides that equal 12. Like these two together have to equal 12 because I have this one and this one. If I'm taking 12 and splitting it equally in front of to 2 things, I have to divide 12 in half. So 12 divided by 2 is 6. So that means that this side has to be 6 and this side has to be 6. Again, I'm going to check. I'm going to say, well, I have 8 plus 8 plus 6 plus 6, and I'm hoping that it's 28. 8 plus 8 is 16, 6 plus 6 is 12, and 16 plus 12 is 28, so that one checks out. Okay, let's try another one. I want you to try this one on your own as well, and then press play when you're ready. The perimeter of a rectangular pool is 32 yards. Its width is 5. Find the length of the pool. Again, perimeter. I always think perimeter is side plus side plus side plus side equals my perimeter. So I know if I add all these together, I'm going to get my perimeter. I also know that in this case, I have 2 5s. So I have 2 unknown sides. I have 2 sides that are 5. And I know that together, I'm trying to get 32 yards. Okay? So automatically I always think, well, how much do I have so far? I have 2 5s, which equals 10, because 5 plus 5 is 10. I want to get rid of those so I can see what I have left. So what I'm going to do is take my total perimeter, which is 32, take away the 10 that I have, and now I have 22 left over. Okay, so I know that this side plus this side have to equal 22. Okay, because I know that these 2 sides are exactly the same. Well, I know that 22 divided by 2 is 11, so these 2 sides must be 11. And again, I can check. I can take 11 plus 11 plus 5 plus 5, and I'm hoping I get to 32. And if this is 10 and this is 22, well, 22 plus 10 is 32, so that checks out. So the width is the length is 11 yards. Make sure I write a label, and that is my final answer. All right, now those were all rectangles. Now we're going to think about squares, because obviously there's a difference in a square and a rectangle. It says the perimeter of a square, and I always stop and think, perimeter, square, all equal sides, is 64 meters. Find the length of a side. What always happens is kids are like, wait, side plus side plus side plus side equals 64. And then they're like, well, how am I supposed to figure this out? There's no other number besides 64. What you have to realize is that all of these sides are exactly the same. If you are ever taking a big number and splitting it up into equal parts, which is what this is, you can just divide. Well, I have 64, and there's 4 different sides. So what I can do is take my 64, divide it by the 4 sides, and I end up getting, if you on the side, sometimes you have to do that, 4 goes into 6 once. Wait, no, I lied. 16. And if you get 16, then you can check and see, well, are all of these sides, switch my marker, are all of these sides 16? And you can again check. 16 plus 16 plus 16 plus 16 is 64. Okay? So let's try another one. Linda bent a wire 132 centimeters long into a square. So she's bending a wire into a square. Okay? And what is the length of one side? All right, I'm going to have you pause and then unpause when you're ready. Okay, well, if I know that this plus this plus this plus this, sorry, my square is terrible, is 132, and I know that all of these sides are exactly the same, then I can just do 132 divided by 4. And again, 4 can't go into 1, 4 can go into 13 3 times, that's 12, remainder 1. 4 goes into 12 3 times, and there's no remainder. So each side has to be 33 yards. Okay. Let's see. The perimeter of a rectangular garden is 128 feet. Its length is 35 feet. Find the width of the garden. Again, I'm drawing. I have a rectangle. I know that these two are going to be the same and these two are the same, so this is also 35. It's telling me the perimeter is 128. So I know that my sides all together are going to equal 128. Its length is 35, so I know that this is 35 and this has to be 35. And I know that 35 plus 35 together is 70. 128. And I know that I have two sides left over. Okay, once again, I want to take away what I already know so I can see what I have left. I need to take 70 away from my 128. And then what I can do is I have 58 left, so I know that these two together are going to be 58. Well, I know that they're exactly the same number, so I can take that 58 and divide it by 2, and I get 29. So I know that each side is 29 feet. From those two sides are 29 feet. Okay? All right. What we're going to do is I'm going to have you pause right now, and there's going to be another video up after this one about kind of the same thing, but how to find, instead of working backwards from the perimeter, how to work backwards from the area. Okay? So check that one out in Google Classroom, and hopefully this is helping you.